Now, let's take a look. We want to move now to the duty of the Ekklesia. The duty of the Ekklesia, or the obligation of the Ekklesia. Let's go to Romans chapter 1. And in Romans chapter 1, Paul makes a pretty bold statement to begin this whole epistle to this congregation of believers in Rome. He begins it with this statement in verse 16. Could someone read verse 16 in Romans chapter 1? Question, why does Paul say he's not ashamed of the good news?
It's the power of God.
Yeah, it's the very power of the God of Israel that reconciles us to Him, to be saved, to be delivered. And Paul also makes a very interesting statement I think we often overlook. Who does Paul say this good news should be taken to first?
Jew.
That's right. That's right. So the duty of the Ekklesia, when we talked about the Great Commission when we started out with regard to the introduction, and the Great Commission that Jesus gave to His disciples is that we are to make not believers but disciples of the Gentiles, all nations. Paul says that he's not ashamed of the good news, and he says because it's the power of salvation to those who believe. So it's going to have no power for those who don't believe. It's going to have no ability, no transformative work, no solution, no hope for those who don't believe. It's for those who believe. Paul's saying it's to be shared with Israel first. So the idea with the Ekklesia is in all of the Ekklesia's missionary work, there should be a priority, a duty established. Just like when Paul spent his career raising money to support Israel materially, he spent a lot of time going through Greece and Europe, raising money from Gentiles to go feed orphan Jewish believers in Israel. So Paul says the priority is for Jewish people first. And so in all kinds of mission work, all kinds of evangelism, we need to be thinking about that priority that Paul has established early on.